We all know Mo Rocca is a man of many talents, but gardening? Yes, hydrangeas.
If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air.
When Patti Page sang about the many splendors of Massachusetts' Cape Cod,
You're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod.
she neglected to mention its most colorful, those big, bountiful blooms known as hydrangeas.
They are just extravagant and abundant, and so people associate them with summer by the sea. And pretty soon these will turn pink.
They occupy pride of place in C.L. Fornari's Sandwich, Massachusetts garden.
These are plush, like to the look and the touch.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to grow this in their garden, right?
Right.
Who wouldn't want this?
Gorgeous.
In 2015, she started the Cape Cod Hydrangea Festival, an annual 10-day event where flower fanatics tour private gardens, all to benefit local charities.
I have had people in this garden from Australia, and I have had a family of 6 that came here to see hydrangeas, and they were from Beijing, China.
Now, there are hundreds of different kinds of hydrangeas, from those marvelous full-bodied mopheads
This variety is called Forever and Ever Peppermint,
to the no less alluring lace caps.
and this particular one is called Twist and Shout.
Somehow that seems right for this.
Yes, a hydrangea by any other name is sure to dazzle the eye.
They kind of look like, an ice cream parlor.
Yeah, they do look like an ice cream parlor. Unfortunately, they're not edible, they're poisonous.
Are
So
they?
Don't chow down.
The vivid colors of some hydrangeas depend on the soil's composition. Alkaline produces pink, while acidic begets blue.
We're looking at a hydrangea with a split personality.
When soils mix, it can look like this.
What a happy accident.
And some people do this on purpose.
Known as the Garden Lady, Fornari dishes the dirt on her weekly radio show, Garden Line.
The number one question is, why isn't my hydrangea flowering?
And what is the number one answer?
And either it got so cold in the winter that those buds got zapped, or the spouse pruned it at the wrong time.
Pruning, hydrangea's hot button issue.
People play, can this marriage be saved around this plant?
It gets that intense.
It gets that intense.
On Cape Cod, the hydrangea hype is real. Check out this mophead merch. And this storied home is named Hydrangea Walk.
The hydrangeas really make this entrance.
Yes, they're so beautiful. Right here we have the endless summers.
At Chatham Bars Inn, gardener Pamela Vasquez oversees the resort's 4,000 bushes, from their planting
The first thing we do is tickle the roots.
Tickle the roots.
to their pruning.
I just hold it in my fingers, just like this.
Yeah.
And then
It still hurts. It's a bloom. Do they like the sun or the shade?
they like both, morning sun, afternoon shade.
Are they big drinkers?
Yes, they are. The hydrangeas do not like to be watered from the top because the leaves will burn in the sun. You literally have to water from the bottom of the plant. And these are my girls.
The intensity of her love is apparent when we come upon the variety known as glowing embers.
These are my therapists. I just talk to them every morning.
And what do you say?
Well, I ask them how they're doing today, obviously, but I tell them if I have a problem or two, and they listen, and they just get healthier and grow.
Most species originated in Asia. In Europe, they ruled during the Victorian era. They've been in America for centuries. George Washington planted them at Mount Vernon.
You're known as?
A hydrangea guy. Not hard to figure that one out, eh?
Mal Condon has been growing hydrangeas for 45 years.
People say to me all the time, what's your favorite hydrangea? It's probably the one I'm looking at.
The former engineer is now the hydrangea curator at the Cape's Heritage Museums and Gardens.
We've had more crowds here this year, and why not? This is spectacular. This is the best we've had in 15 years.
Condon says they have the largest collection of hydrangeas on the East Coast, more than 150 varieties.
The depth of that color.
I know, it's magnificent.
Heritage even has a test garden to grow and evaluate new types of hydrangeas. He introduced me to Froggy.
It has a very unusual sort of freckled appearance to the individual sepals.
A variety he's been working to perfect for 20 years.
When you see it fully matured, it's somewhat frog skin-like, and that's where the froggy came from.
Hydrangeas thrive on the Cape because of its moderate maritime climate.
But if you live in Arizona and you really like hydrangeas.
You go and buy one in the store and keep it in the house.
Right.
The extremely low humidity would never make it.
But Pacific Northwest.
Super.
As summer begins to fade, so will the hydrangeas. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
We have good summer conditions. We go in what's called the antique season in the fall. Right. It takes on these other hues within the color pattern. Magnificent.
This is like heaven for you?
Oh, absolutely, and then some.